Let's do another volume exploration investigation. And this one in particular is about trying to understand the volume of a sphere. And what we do is we relate it to a cylinder. And this cylinder is super special because the radius of this cylinder, the radius of that circular base, is exactly the same as the radius of the sphere. And the height of this is basically 2 radii high. In other words, the diameter of the sphere is the same as the height of this. Now, I can show you pretty easily. This is the hemisphere that corresponds with the sphere. I can take off this top and demonstrate that it is in fact the same exact radius, right? Okay, so I am going to try to discover what the volume of this is using the volume of the cylinder, because this one, it's not too bad to find the volume of. Now, I'm going to kind of do the same experiment that we did before, except it's not going to be very easy for me to pour stuff into the sphere or scoop stuff out. So that's where the hemisphere comes in handy. Let me dump this right here. I'm going to see how many scoops of the hemisphere it's going to take to fill this cylinder. And that cylinder, remember, has the exact same radius. Look at this, fits on there very nicely. Same radius, and the diameter of this is the same thing as the height of that cylinder. Okay, so let's see how many scoops. Level this off. Remember, we learned this before. We're going to pour it over the bowl. All right, there's 1 scoop. What do you think? What fraction did we just fill it? Okay, now, that's not a sphere yet. It takes 2 scoops. 2 scoops to make a sphere. Okay. Yeah, it looks good, looks good. All right. I dropped 1 lentil. It's gonna throw my calculations off tremendously. All right, there we go. That is equivalent to the volume of this sphere. How much should we just fill it? What do you think? What fraction do you think that is? Does it look familiar? Okay, here. Let me scoop another one here. Let's see if this fills up the cylinder, shall we? Tap it down. And, there you go. So it took 3 scoops of this. 2 of those scoops formed a sphere. So what fraction of the volume of the cylinder is this sphere? If it took 2 of these scoops and each one was 1/3, that's 2/3. That was a relationship that was first discovered by Archimedes, that the volume of the sphere is 2/3 the volume of the cylinder that has the exact same radius, and the diameter here is the exact same as the height here. It basically would be inscribed within the cylinder right there. He discovered that same guy who discovered or first approximated pi as 3.14. He discovered this and thought it was his greatest mathematical achievement, and it was subsequently written on his tomb.